We earn money, save money and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. In this episode, you will know about detailing the future of the Kazakhstani car market and which country manufactures cars from waste. Thousands of vehicles, new, old, big and small, are traveling along the roads of modern cities. They have different prices and sizes and as a rule move with one and the same speed. However, most of them are stationary. Nowadays, flocks of vehicles and traffic jams are the most typical feature of urban sceneries. Nonetheless, people are still willing to buy private cars, and the car industry, along with the car market, demonstrate a continuous growth all over the world. According to analysts from the World Bank, the number of cars on roads of the world will double by 2050. In other words, in the nearest 30 years there will be at least 1.2 billion vehicles. However, purchasing a vehicle is just half the battle. Today's car owners take care about the condition and the exterior of their iron horses. Detailing is a complex of high-tech operations aimed at car carriers, becoming a prospective line of business. Rodion Kusainov, the director of Auto Aesthetics Detailing Center, says that his enterprise renders mere cosmetic services for automobiles. We protect new vehicles to make them retain their newness for a long time. We also deal with old automobiles in order to prolong their service life and allow people to enjoy driving. To avoid cleavages, scratches and other types of damage, the external surface and interior vehicles are also protected. The enterprise manufactures special covers and applies protective films on decoration elements and monitors. In addition, the detailing center Auto Aesthetics installs alarm systems and sound insulation, as well as applies solid tinted glass. Nowadays, anti-gravel protecting film is very popular. This is a transparent polyurethane film which is indistinguishable on the car body. It protects very well paint coating of new cars against cleavages, damages, scratches and other factors affecting the vehicle covering. The range of services for new vehicles includes the application of a special film on the car body. It protects vehicle during 5 years. Owners of second-hand cars can go to the center and order so-called local repair. Employees of Auto Aesthetics will eliminate for quite a good price, and its owner will not need to replace damaged details and order expensive new ones. People want to polish their cars mainly in spring and summer after winter exploitation, because in winter season vehicles get a lot of scratches, blurs and other cover damages. In other words, we return to owners their cars which look like new ones. Moreover, we protect cars by applying ceramic, liquid, wax, polymeric and other types of covering. All that allows car owners to keep their vehicles in a good condition for a long time. The personnel of the detailing center, headed by director Rodion Kusainov, keep up with innovations. The enterprise introduces new technologies and services on a regular basis. You can buy a 3 or 5 years second-hand automobile, then bring it to us and we will return it to you in the condition of a new one. We shall do interior dry cleaning and eliminate damages. We shall polish the body and apply protective covering. After that, your car will look like it were just taken from a car dealership. All these things are available in our detailing center. The car market of Kazakhstan is facing hard times. It is still affected by the economic recession. Nonetheless, experts assure that the critical point has already been passed, and in 2017, car sales finally experienced a raise. The demand for cars has not yet recovered after the crisis. People's purchasing ability is still low. The crisis that we faced in 2015 continues. We can say with confidence that the automobile business reached its bottom in 2016. Since the second quarter of 2017, the market began to recover. However, it is too early to say that it has stabilized. 15,000 cars to the amount of more than $350 million were sold in Kazakhstan throughout January to May 2017. In comparison with the same period of 2016, this quantity increased by almost 30%. Nowadays, prices in Kazakhstan are close to original ones. Perhaps they are lower than, for example, in America or other countries. After the devaluation in 2015, the demand and purchasing ability dropped significantly. As a result, car prices expressed in the tenge increased by approximately 40% in comparison with those that were before the devaluation. Prices expressed in dollars are lower by approximately 20% than before the devaluation. The car market is expanding not only thanks to the stabilization of prices for imported automobiles. However, they were always in demand. Indeed, people of Kazakhstan have really got used to automobiles from abroad. Every brand has models which are more in demand than others. For example, Toyota Camry is the most popular among all Toyota cars. We import most of Hyundai cars, but there are models that are manufactured in the Kazakhstani city of Kostanay.
Япония, Америка, Россия. Но большинство сейчас моделей уже привозится с России.
Specialists note that the car industry and car market of Kazakhstan will hardly be able to catch up with world leaders, such as China or the US. Car manufacturing enterprises, as well as resale of second-hand cars, are the areas which demonstrate the most rapid development. Currently, most of the dealership centers specialize in reselling of second-hand cars.
Был рынок на самом деле очень интересный, очень такой перспективный. Мы должны адаптироваться.
Earlier, the market was very interesting and prospective. Nowadays, we should adapt to the today's market conditions. Currently, all our dealerships are strongly supported by trade-in program. It is based on exchanging second-hand cars for new ones. We buy back automobiles of our clients as well as sell new and old vehicles. This is a global trend. All our 13 dealer centers start to develop platforms for consignment of pre-owned vehicles. This business is interesting for us. Our customers can purchase new and second-hand cars which are in a very good condition.
Автомобиль с пробегом, при том, что этот автомобиль будет в очень хорошем состоянии, и на него будет какая-то все-таки гарантия.
Residents of Almaty, Astana, Atyrau, Shymkent and Karaganda were the most frequent buyers of new cars in 2017. Toyota heads the list of most in-demand car brands in Kazakhstan. During the first 5 months of 2017, its sales exceeded 3,000 vehicles. Still, let's find out, what does the price of a new automobile depend on? Different brands have different prices. For example, currently each third new vehicle sold on the car market is Toyota. The average price of such cars is 10 to 11 million tenge. There are also cheaper vehicles at a price of 4 to 5 millions. Therefore, there are buyers for each price segment. Car prices depend first of all on the model, configuration and class. For example, imported C-class vehicles cost 4 to 7 million tenge. The average price of business class vehicles varies between 9 to 10 million tenge. But even in business class, price difference can reach 1 to 2 million tenge. For instance, it depends on the interior, which can be made of leather, velour and other materials. Prices also depend on the number of car options, electronics. Jeeps are always more expensive than sedan cars.
Также джипы, они стоят дороже, чем седаны. Оснащение в автомобиле, камера заднего вида, электроника, это все сказывается на цене.
Nowadays, automobile lending is becoming widespread in Kazakhstan. The soft car loan program was adopted in 2017 under the joint action plan of the government and the National Bank of Kazakhstan aimed at financing of domestic car manufacturers. It will be implemented via Development Bank of Kazakhstan during 20 years. For comparison, 10 years ago, from 100% of vehicles sold by car dealers, only 10% were purchased via banks. Currently, this number reaches 50% and among some dealers, even 80%. All soft car loan programs are intended only for those who buy domestically manufactured vehicles. It consists of the state loan program, soft leasing aimed at purchasing of light and heavy commercial vehicles, and car utilization program, which implies selling an old car for scrap and getting a good discount for buying a new one. Now we don't need to save money for many years in order to afford us buying a new vehicle. Instead of that, we can take it on credit. Currently, there are a lot of loyal programs. Thus, after paying the initial contribution of 40 to 50%, the interest can be 0% per annum, and therefore the overpayment during 2 years will be zero. Customers who want to change their cars can visit any of our 13 dealership centers. We shall evaluate their vehicles and suggest to take a credit equal to the price difference between their old car and a new one which they buy. Currently, visiting car markets and searching for buyers has become unnecessary. We shall make all these things instead of our customers. Experts say that soft car loans support first of all the domestic car industry. They note that in 2016 vehicles manufactured in Kazakhstan accounted for about 30% of the official sales market. This car loan program is affordable thanks to subsidizing of dealership centers and importers. It is also quite attractive for customers. Experts of the World Bank assert that by 2020, more than 60% of the global traffic will be concentrated in Asia and Pacific, the Middle East and Africa. China is in the top of the list of countries of these regions. In 2016, car sales in this country reached almost 30 million. This is 1/3 of the world market. This amount of vehicles and, most importantly, the trend to their increase lead to the aggravation of environment problems at the global level. Several studies show that the 3 major trends affecting the car market will be formed by 2020. These are car sharing, growing popularity of electric cars, and manufacturing of self-driving cars. Car sharing is a short-time car rental service with per-minute rates. This resembles the bike rental system when we can leave the leasable bicycle at any bike parking. Probably the number of car sharing users in Europe will reach 240,000 in 2020. As a result, the number of car buyers can drop. Specialists are still skeptical about the development of the electric transport. Thus, only about 700,000 electrically propelled vehicles were sold in 2016. High prices, long charging time and limited number of charging stations hinder these cars to force out gasoline-powered vehicles. Nonetheless, more and more environmentally friendly automobiles are being developed every year, and experts hope that in the nearest future their number will increase significantly. Analysts think that automation and self-driving vehicles pose a real threat to traditional car companies. Manufacturers of such automobiles develop new software and are quite capable of overhauling the leading world car industries. Usually we call automobiles iron horses. However, modern designers invent new models with fabric or leather upholstery, as well as vehicles made of recycled waste, including nylon, fishnets or ribbon paper. One of them is experimental environmentally friendly model Peugeot Onyx, developed in France. The front part of its body is made of copper and its interior is upholstered with felt. Its front panel and upper part of door panels are made of compressed newsprint paper. Inside the car, a special aromatizer pulverizes a mixture of all natural materials used during its manufacture. German engineering company EDAG demonstrated a prototype of light cocoon coupe manufactured jointly with clothing firm Jack Wolfskin. The fiber stretched upon the space frame is thinner than paper and weighs 200 times less than the lightest steel. The fiber is waterproof and easily repairable. The body carcass is not made of steel. Instead of that, it was printed from a polymer on a 3D printer. Cells of the carcass are equipped with sets of multi-color LED lamps which enable the vehicle to change the color of its body.